This broadcast is copyright Polk County Christian School. Stop by our school at 2490 West Tower Drive in Bolivar, Missouri, and see what we're doing to provide a Christian education for children in our area. All rights reserved.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this evening's second broadcast on PCCS TV. We're currently watching the Polk County Christian School JV warm-up, and they're going to be playing the Lighthouse Christian Chargers. I believe it's the white team. Let me go look at that real quick. Yeah, so this is the 6:30 game, PCCS Junior Varsity versus Lighthouse Christian Chargers white team. So while we're watching the girls warm up, let's take a moment to go over the scores from last night's game at Springfield Lutheran. Had two games there, the middle school versus the junior varsity. And looks like the middle school game last night, Springfield Lutheran came out on top 25-19 and 25-18. And then the JV game, looks like the Springfield Lutheran came out on top 22-25 in the first match to PCCS, 25-23 in the second match to Springfield Lutheran, and 15-13 in the third match to Springfield Lutheran. And we were not available to, we were not able to live stream last night's game, and I wasn't available to record it. These are scores that Coach Gray has provided. So I appreciate her sharing that with us so we could share it all with you. And I'm showing almost 7 o'clock, so this game should be starting any time now. We've got Heather Hale across the way at the scorer's table, volunteering for scorekeeper for PCCS. She's being assisted by Deb Everson. One of them's going to do official stats, and one of them's going to do stats for PCCS, I believe, or possibly run the scoreboard. And then we also have Coach Brian Gray volunteering to run the electronic scoreboard, which is not available to all the people in the facility unless they're using a smart device and check the Game Changer app. But he is running an electronic scoreboard on the Game Changer app and also running an electronic scoreboard on my live stream. In fact, I need to fix that because that scoreboard still shows the score from the game we just finished. Let me fix that real quick. I'll be back in just a moment. I'm working on it, but that must be the away. Go to the home. Yeah, that's it. Give me just a minute. I'm going to get their image on there. Oh, ball's up. All right, that's a point for LCC White, and it'll be their serve. And their serve's up. And another point for them. Serves up. Back to Autumn Froelich. And now it's over to Ryland. Ryland to Nora. Nora to Ryland. And 4 hits. Point for LCC. Three serving 1. Serves up. Back to Macy. And it's across. And looks like Lady Knight's got a point. Naomi Gray moving back to serve. 2 serving 3. Serves up. Over to LCC. LCC back to us. And the ball's out on Lady Knights. Point for LCC. Anna Everson volunteering as line judge for the Lady Knights on the far side of the court. Serves up. And they found a hole on our side of the court. So the Chargers, 5 serving 2. Serves up and into the net. Point for the Lady Knights. Ryland Hood back to serve. Serves up. And Chargers under it. Third hit is across. Autumn with a good return to the Chargers and ball's out. Serves up for the Chargers. Grace with a return and over to Autumn. Autumn to Anna. Nope, not Anna. To Nora. And almost across, but not quite. Point for the Chargers. 7 serving 3. Serve is up. And Autumn under it. Over to Grace. Grace sending it across. And Chargers get it just back across. Nora there for a good effort at the block, but it was off to the side. 8 serving 3. Serve is up, and that was Macy under it. Over to Autumn. Autumn over to the coach. Timeout for the Lady Knights. There, we got the scoreboard right now. All right, Chargers back on the court. Serve is up. And Hannah Kane under it, over to Rylan Hood. Rylan up front to Grace, and into the net. Point for the Chargers. Good teamwork for the Lady Knights, though. Almost had that across. 10 serving 3. Serve is up. Macy Schultz under it to Autumn. Autumn to Grace. Grace across to the Knights, to the Chargers. And back over to Autumn. Autumn back to the Chargers. Chargers sending it across, and it's over to Macy. Macy over to some other Knights, and couldn't quite capitalize on it. It's going to be 11 serving 13. Correction, 11 serving 3. And serve is up. And that was Hannah and Rylan. And now it's trying to see the ref signal. I didn't see what his signal was. All right. Score is 12, serving 3. Over to Macy. Macy to Rylan. Rylan to Hannah. And almost over the net from Hannah. Good effort. It's going to be 14 serving 3. Nope, 13 serving 3. And Charges get the ball up. Over to Hannah. That was to Macy, to Hannah, and Hannah almost over the net. Autumn with good effort there to try and get it out of the net. It's now 14 serving 3. Timeout. Lady Knights confirmed with Coach Jill Cribbs and head coach Vanessa Gray. Lady Knights coming back out onto the court. Serve is up, and it's to Hannah Kane across to the Chargers. Point for the Chargers. 15 serving 3. And serve is up. Into the backcourt, and we weren't quite there for it. Good effort. Chargers serve is up. Into the backcourt again. Macy under it. And Autumn trying to get it over. Not quite. So it's now 17 serving 3. Serve is up. And across to Nora. Nora to Rylan. Rylan over to Autumn. And Autumn, good effort on the third hit there, but not quite enough oomph to get it across. 18 serving 3. Serves up. Rylan sends it across to the Chargers. Chargers bringing it back across, and it goes to, I missed who the first hit was, but Nora sends it back to the Chargers. Got a volley going on, and now it's back over to Macy. Macy, oh, Nora almost tipped it across. Point for the Chargers, 19 serving 3. Serve is up, and Macy under it, up to Autumn. Autumn over to Grace, and Grace not quite across the net, but a good effort. Twenty serving 3. Chargers serve is up. It's to Macy in the back row, and 21 serving 3. And serves up. I missed that. And Ryland and Nora. Nora across to the Chargers. And the Chargers can't get it away from the scores table. Point for the Lady Knights. 4 serving 21. Nora Everson moving back to the serving line for the Lady Knights. And a great serve by Nora. Chargers bringing it back across to Hannah. Hannah across to the Chargers. Chargers couldn't quite get it over, so that's a point for the Lady Knights. 5 serving 21. This could be the start of a comeback. And the serve is up. Another good serve by Nora. And the Chargers sending it across. Over to Autumn. Straight back to the Chargers. And Ryland Hood with a good return again. And now we got Autumn sending it back to him once more. Chargers bringing it back over, and Autumn puts it up to Grace. Grace putting it across, and the Chargers tried to tip it over. Great point by Grace. Good job for the Lady Knights. Nora Everson back at the serving line, 6 serving 21. Nora with another wonderful serve. She's getting that serve down. She has really come along. Autumn with a great return across again. And there's Hannah with a good return, Hannah Kane. And the Chargers back over to Nora. Nora sending it back. And Grace sending it back across. Now we get it back over to Hannah. Into the net, but so close. Great effort by the Lady Knights. 22 serving 6. Number 2 for the Chargers, moving back to the serving line. And the serve is up. Ryland almost under it, but not quite. Point for the Chargers. So it is 23 serving 6. Serve is up, and Ryland sends it straight back across. Chargers bringing it back over. Macy straight back over to the Chargers, and they send it back to Grace, who sends it back over again. And Chargers back into the backcourt. Ryland into the net. Autumn couldn't quite get it out of the net, but good effort. 24 serving 6. Match point. Number 2 at the serving line. And serve is up. It's back to Autumn. Great return by Autumn. And the Chargers put it into the net. Can't get it back. Autumn's moving back to the serving line for the Lady Knights. 7 serving 24. And that's going to be a match. All right, folks, we're getting ready for match 2. This would be the best 2 out of 3. Chargers taking a brief break. while we're on a short break, I'll tell you about some upcoming schedule events. Actually, we'll just cover one real quick. We're going to live stream the next game at 8:30 this evening. That'll be the PCCS Junior Varsity. Actually, it'll be our varsity squad. Here in this league, they call it the junior varsity level. But it's our varsity team. They'll be playing against the LCC Chargers Navy team. That'll be at 8:30. I believe it's on this same court, so we may keep this same vantage point for that game. And then we've got some other games coming up in the future, including more matches here next week on Friday, I believe. Check out the Game Changer app for game times and locations. Looks like the Chargers get first serve on this game. Correction on this match. This is match 2 of 3, best 2 out of 3. And number 12 serving for the Chargers. Serve is up to Ryland. Great return by Ryland. Chargers sending it back over to Naomi. Naomi with a good return. And the Chargers back across the net. And they found a hole on our side. Point for the Chargers, 1 serving 0. Serves up into the backcourt. Grace gets under it and couldn't quite control it. Point for the Chargers, 2 serving 0. Serve is up. It's into the backcourt. Nora Everson puts it up, and that's Macy under it. Knights couldn't quite get it across, so that'll be 3 serving 0. Serve is up, and that's Autumn under it with a beautiful return by Autumn all the way back to the Chargers. Chargers send it back to Grace, and it's out of bounds. It is 4 serving 0. Serve is up, back to Grace, and not quite. Good effort. And the serve is up. Autumn gets under it, up to Naomi. And Naomi tried to set it over to Macy. Macy couldn't quite get to it. Wasn't necessarily a perfect set, but good effort for the Knights. Trying to make some good teamwork there. Serves up for the Chargers. Autumn back across to the Chargers. And back over to Autumn. Autumn up to Macy. Macy across to the Chargers. And Ryland not quite in control of it, so that's a point for the Chargers. 7 serving 0. Good effort by the Knights. These girls have got good heart, and they're really giving it their all. Serve is up. Back to the backcourt. Autumn comes up and gets it and sends it across. And Knights bring it, the Chargers bring it back over to Grace. Grace up to the front row, and it's into the net. 8 serving 0. Serve is up. Over to Grace. Grace up front to Ryland, and Ryland across. And Chargers put it into the net. Point for the Lady Knights, 1 serving 8. Macy Schultz moving back to serve for the Knights. Serve is up. What a good serve. And Chargers sending it across to Ryland. Ryland over. And it's out of bounds. Going to be a point for the Chargers. 9 serving 1. .57 for the Chargers, back to serve. Serve is up and skims the net. And the Chargers send it back across. Ryland trying again. Point for the Chargers. 10 serving 1. Serves up to the front row. Ryland sends it straight back to him. And Chargers setting it up for a kill shot. Back to Macy. Macy over to Ryland. Ryland across. Chargers setting it up for another shot. Back to Macy again. Macy, 2 of them going for it, and apparently they weren't talking. That's a lesson that everybody has to learn. It's going to be timeout on the Lady Knights. Going to confer with the coach briefly. All right, the Lady Knights are back on the court. Chargers number 57 at the serving line. 11 serving 1. Serve is up. And Ryland under it. Straight back to the Chargers. Chargers send it back across to the backcourt. And they found a hole. Point for the Chargers. Serves up. Nora puts it up in the air and out of bounds. Good effort. It was close to the line, but not quite in. Serve is up, over to Nora, and just inside, point for the Chargers. Serves up. Ryland gets it across. Naomi trying to send it back across. Not quite up high enough for that. It's 15 serving 1. Serve is up, over to Nora. Nora puts it up. Ryland back across. Good teamwork for the Knights. Ryland hitting it back over to the Chargers again. Chargers sending it under the net. Couldn't quite keep control. So that's a point for the Lady Knights. Naomi Presley moving back to serve for the Lady Knights. 2 serving 15. And she is starting to come back with a good serve. And Chargers send the ball back, and it was out. 3 serving 15. Serves up, another good serve by Naomi, and another point. Ace for Naomi Presley. Serve is up, good serve, and the Chargers send it back to Nora with a great return. She was able to block it and just send it right over. Rylan gets it and sends it back to the Chargers, and the Chargers lost it again. So another point for the Lady Knights, 5 serving 15. Serves up. Naomi with another good serve. And the Chargers sending it back across. Get it over to Rylan. Rylan across. Chargers back to Naomi. Naomi to Nora. Nora across to the Chargers. And they're going to send it one more time into the bleachers. Point for the Lady Knights. 6 serving 15. Seven serving 15. Naomi, another good serve, and she found a spot she likes on their side of the court. 8 serving 15. And there she goes, back to that same spot. Let's see, Chargers sending it across. They get it over. They found a hole on our side of the court. Point for the Chargers. 16 serving 8. What a great run for Naomi Presley, number 7 for the Lady Knights. Lady Knights are going to side out. Naomi is going to step out. Hannah Cain's coming in for the Lady Knights. Hannah Cain's wearing number 4. Chargers number 14 moving back to serving position. And serves up. And it's into the back row. Grace. But it's under the net. Point for the Chargers. 17 serving 8. Serves up. Autumn Froelich with a great return. Chargers bringing it back across. Well, trying to, but it was into the net. So that's a point for the Lady Knights. 9 serving 17. Rylan Hood moving back to serve. Serves up, and Hannah Cain under it. Up front to Autumn. Couldn't quite get it across. Point for the Chargers. 18 serving 9. And Chargers serves up over to Nora. Nora straight across to the Chargers. Chargers send it into the backcourt, and it's out of bounds. Tipped off a Knight. So it's 19 serving 9. Lady Knights are going to really have to get the ball and start a serious comeback. Number 2 up to serve. Serves up. Over to Autumn Froelich. Autumn sends it straight back to the Chargers. And the Chargers back to the backcourt. Macy up front to Autumn. Autumn over to Grace, and Grace puts it across. Great teamwork by the Knights. And point for the Lady Knights. Nora Everson moving back to serve. 10 serving 19. This is a great opportunity for her to kick in another comeback. And she's into the backcourt. Chargers trying to get it across, and they can't do it. Point for the Lady Knights. Nora Everson still serving. 11 serving 19. Serves up into the backcourt again, and Chargers bringing it across, but it's out. Point for the Lady Knights, 12 serving 19. Serve is up and out. Going to be the Chargers serve. Number 9 moving back to serve for the Chargers, 20 serving 12. Serve is up, and it's over to a hole in the court. 21 serving 12. Serves up, and it's back to Hannah Kane, out of bounds. So it's 22 serving 12. And serves up and out. Point for the Lady Knights, 13 serving 22. Autumn Froelich moving back to serve. Number 23 serves up. What a beautiful serve. Chargers sending it back. That was Ryland to Macy to Hannah. But we couldn't quite get it across the net. Point for the Chargers. 23 serving 13. Serve is up and into the net. Point for the Lady Knights. 14 serving 23. And Lady Knights are going to side out. Naomi Presley coming in for Hannah Kane. Grace Roberts back to serve for the Knights, and the serve is up. And not quite. Good effort. All right, number 12 for the Chargers up to serve. 24 serving 14, match point. Serve is up, and Ryland Hood with a good return. And the Chargers couldn't capitalize on it. So now it's Macy Schultz moving back to serve. Serves up. Chargers, they're under it and didn't stay under it. Point for the Lady Knights. 16 serving 24. Serves up. Good serve for Macy. And Chargers sending it back. And just inside, that's a match. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the final. 25-7 Chargers, 25-16, first and second match respectively. Thank you for joining us.
This broadcast is copyright Polk County Christian School. Stop by our school at 2490 West Tower Drive in Bolivar, Missouri, and see what we're doing to provide a Christian education for children in our area. All rights reserved.
Well, folks, we appreciate you tuning in to PCCS TV. We'll be back in approximately 30 minutes to an hour for the final game of the night. That'll be varsity versus Chargers Navy team. Thanks again for joining us. Have a blessed evening.